I thought I was always one step ahead. The sister who spots an opportunity and takes it, no looking back. My older sister, Caitlin, was married to Ryan, a guy from Portland, senior developer at one of those local tech companies. House in Beaverton, steady life, trips to Mexico once a year. But I noticed how he sometimes let his eyes linger on me when Caitlin turned away. And I thought, why not me? I started small, Instagram DMs. Oops, accidentally liked an old pic. Then I popped into that coffee shop, and there you were. Then it wasn't accidental anymore. 9 months later, he packed his bags and left her for me. We got married in a small ceremony hall in Vancouver, Washington. Caitlin just vanished from chats, from calls, from my life. Not a single accusatory message. I figured she accepted defeat. God, how wrong I was. Right now, I'm in a one-room apartment in Gresham, eating ramen straight from the packet, washing it down with tap water, and every night I swallow 50 milligrams of sertraline so I don't sob into my pillow. Bank account zeroed out. Credit score looks like it went through a nuclear test. No work for 5 months. And Ryan is back with Caitlin. They're together again, and it's not a coincidence. She didn't scream, didn't make scenes, didn't post my sister as trash. She just waited. Quietly, methodically, without a single wasted move, she took my life apart brick by brick. And I handed her every single one. Well done, Nicole. You're the undisputed champion of self-destruction. Let me back up a bit, because if I'm going to spill this mess, I might as well lay it all out. Growing up, Caitlin and I were close, sort of. She was the responsible one, always studying hard, getting the nursing degree, landing the stable job at the hospital in downtown Portland. Me? I was the wild card, dropping out of community college after a semester, bouncing between gigs as a barista, then a retail clerk, before I figured out I could make okay money freelancing graphic design online. I envied her life, honestly. The house, the husband, the weekends hiking in the Columbia Gorge. Ryan was part of that package. Tall, funny, with that tech salary that meant no worries about bills. I remember the first time I really noticed him noticing me. It was at a family barbecue in their backyard. Caitlin was flipping burgers, and Ryan handed me a beer, his fingers brushing mine a second too long. I felt a spark, and instead of ignoring it, I fanned it into a flame. Stupid, right? But hey, Nicole, queen of bad decisions, at your service. The flirting escalated slowly. A like on a story here, a comment there, then texts about nothing. Hey, saw this meme, thought of you. Caitlin worked nights sometimes, so I'd suggest grabbing coffee as friends. Ryan bit. One thing led to another, and before I knew it, we were sneaking around. The guilt hit me in waves, but I pushed it down. He's unhappy with her, I told myself. She's too focused on work. Lies I fed myself to sleep at night. When he finally told her, I wasn't there, but he said she just nodded, packed his stuff, and said, good luck. No tears, no yelling. That should have been my first red flag. But I was too busy celebrating my win. Our wedding was low-key, me in a thrift store dress, him in jeans, a couple of his buddies as witnesses. We moved into a rental in Hillsborough first, saving for that house in Beaverton. Life felt good. I'd wake up to him making coffee, we'd binge Netflix, plan trips. But cracks showed early. His friends were awkward around me, always asking about Caitlin in that polite way that screamed judgment. My own circle shrank. Old mutual friends ghosted me. I shrugged it off. Jealousy, I thought. Then the little things started piling up until they became a nightmare. My Upwork clients began dropping me one after another. First one, a guy needing a logo for his startup. We'd agreed on terms, I sent the first draft, and poof, radio silence. I followed up and he replied, sorry, but after what I read in the reviews, I'm out. Reviews? I checked my profile, nothing new. But then another client, this time for a website mock-up. Heard some stuff, gonna pass. He blocked me mid-conversation. My hands shook as I Googled my name, and found that in several private freelancer groups on Facebook and Reddit, someone was posting screenshots of my old stories with captions like, beware, this designer breaks up families and lies about deadlines. The posts included blurred-out details from our family drama, enough to identify me. Accounts got deleted within a day, but the damage was done. Screenshots circulated. I felt my chest tighten, breath short. I reported them, but new ones popped up. My rating on Upwork dipped. Clients left neutral feedback without explanation. Ryan started coming home late, said he had to stay longer to rebuild his reputation. We barely spoke. Dinners were silent, him scrolling his phone, me picking at food I couldn't taste. I went to a psychiatrist, sat in that sterile office, fidgeting with my hands, explaining the stress. She nodded, wrote a prescription for sertraline. Start low, she said. I took the pills and felt everything inside me go hollow, numb, but not in a good way. Like I was watching my life from afar. The isolation crept in. Our neighbors in Beaverton, nice couple next door, stopped waving. I overheard them once. Yeah, that's the one who trailed off when they saw me. Grocery runs became ordeals. I'd see familiar faces from Caitlin's circle and duck down aisles, heart pounding. Even my gym membership lapsed because the trainer there was her friend, and the stairs were too much. I switched to running alone in the park, but even that felt exposed. Paranoia? Maybe, but it built up day by day. One weekend, Ryan suggested we visit his parents in Eugene. I agreed, hoping for a reset. The drive down A5 was tense, him gripping the wheel, me staring out at the rain-slicked fields. His mom hugged me stiffly, served dinner with small talk. But halfway through, his dad pulled him aside. Later, Ryan told me. They heard rumors, asked if everything's okay. I felt tears prick my eyes, but swallowed them. On the way home, we argued, first time in weeks. This is your mess, he snapped. I fired back. You chose me, but the words tasted bitter. Back home, things escalated. My freelance dried up completely. I applied to entry-level jobs, receptionist, cashier, but callbacks were zero. One interviewer even said, "We Googled you, some concerns." I slammed the door when I got home, kicked a chair, felt the bruise on my toe throb. Ryan found me curled on the couch, handed me a glass of water without a word. Then came the real blow. Ryan laid a bank statement on the kitchen table. Over the last 7 months, $42,000 had disappeared from our joint account. Small transactions, $200 to $900 each. Amazon, Target, Apple Store, Visa gift cards. Every single one confirmed with my Face ID and my phone. I never bought any of it. But the bank logs showed my IP, my device, my biometrics. I stared at the paper, numbers blurring. My hands went cold, stomach dropped like I'd fallen off a cliff. And Caitlin? She's thriving. 2 weeks ago, she posted a story. Her and Ryan at sunset in Cannon Beach. She's wearing his hoodie, he's hugging her from behind. Caption: Sometimes life gives back what's truly yours. Thousands of views. Comments: You guys are so cute. Happiness found its way back. You deserve this. I sat in the dark watching that video on loop until my phone died. Felt a stab in my chest. Hot tears finally breaking through the meds. Flash forward a bit. Last month, I bumped into a mutual friend at the grocery store. She avoided eye contact at first, then sighed. Caitlin's doing great. Promoted at work, traveling. I nodded, grabbed my cart, wheeled away fast. But inside, rage boiled. How dare she? But then the sarcasm kicks in. Oh, Nicole, you started this party. You danced on her grave, now she's toasting at yours. I tried reaching out once, sent a long email apologizing, begging for truce. No reply. Blocked everywhere. Friends, gone, family. Mom calls sporadically, voice tired. You made your bed. Dad doesn't pick up. Days blend now. Wake up groggy from pills, scroll job sites, rejection emails pile up. Walk to the library for free Wi-Fi, apply more. Evenings, cheap wine sometimes, staring at walls. Thought about therapy again, but copay's too high. Rock bottom feels like this. Empty fridge, echoing apartment, silence deafening. I hate her, but I hate myself 100 times more, because if I hadn't gone after her husband, none of this would have happened. She didn't revenge with a knife or poison. She just held up a mirror to everyone, and to him first of all, showing exactly who I am. No noise, no tears, just the truth in my face. Now I'm alone. On meds, no job, no friends, no hope. And with one thought spinning in my head every night, what if she's right? What if I really earned every dollar of debt and every sleepless night? That's the story. Longer than I planned. But hey, when you're at the bottom, time's all you got. Now honestly, no filters. If your sister or brother did the exact same thing to you, would you just take a deep breath and move on? Or would you start your own quiet, long, cold game, where nobody yells, but in the end someone ends up at the bottom? Comment below, one word or one sentence. Would you forgive or pay it back the same way?